accept super chats and memberships. All money goes directly back to the channel to allow for more giveaway, prizes, and perks for our viewers and listeners. The cost of running shows like this can be expensive and timely, but we do it for you. If you can help support the channel, we greatly appreciate it. But if you can't, all we ask is that you use your social media to share and support that way. We love you and thank you in advance. Let's thank our channel members: Saggy Melons, Benson's, Resident Justice, Prakash Swain, DC Talk with Extended, That One Carlos, Caden Reed, Nick Carr, John Rodell, Justin Hines, Billy Robert, Adam Silvestri, Kiki Victor, Sean Adame, Nick DePalma, and Roblox Marvel Ultimate. And remember, be respectful. I'm muted. And it's a shame because I just gave away tonight's winning lottery numbers. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen and genders all across the ages, to today's episode of Jivin With Jack. You know, it feels so weird. I just missed Thursday's show, and it feels like I haven't done this in ages. But I am here. I am here. That's the important part. But I do want to thank Austin and Caden for hashtag Lean on Read. They did filled in for Thursday's show, and I genuinely appreciate it. We have a lot to talk to you today about. We are going to go into that Boba Fett trailer. We are going to talk about Call of Duty. Actually, I wish what's his name was here. Jack Pierre. He loves that. We're talking Boba Fett, and we're talking about Marvel's first Rotten score. Now, I know what you're going to say, Jack. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't matter. But let's be honest. We're all Snyder Cut fans. We all know that the reason they got rid of Zach or used his daughter's tragedy to get rid of him was because of that Rotten Tomatoes score. Rotten Tomatoes, for better or worse, has a lot of power. And I also say that, look, that vs. Superman had a low score, but I'm also happy that Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, had a high score. Rotten Tomatoes has power, but there's something fishy going on with these reviews because I went through some of them. Some of them are negative, but are scored fresh. Were the Snyder fans right? Is there a conspiracy? We'll get into that and all. Robert Downey Jr. is joining a Christopher Nolan movie. Thank God. But to help me get through all this, ladies, when you're in need, who do you call? Caden Reed. Come on in, Caden.
What's
I forgot how to talk. I literally forgot.
I know.
Intro I've ever done in my life. I was like, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to do?
What am I supposed to say? Oh, right. I was supposed to say this. But
yeah, literally, like my brain just farted. It's like you'd think I hadn't done the show in like months. Like I don't know how to do it anymore. I'm like, literally, what the hell's the topic? I literally lost some topics for it, even though
I know. It's like it's not like you were gone for 2 weeks or anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just one episode.
God. There you go. Let's say hi real quick. We have Tyler. Well, I had a crazy weekend. I'm going to show some pictures. There we go. Hey, thank you, Marlon. I'm glad you're here. Lewis Cox. Saggy Melons. I don't think Saggy's ever done Jiving with Jack, has she?
No.
Wait, well, there was one time we read the script for the Suicide Squad, the David Ayer's Suicide Squad, I think, and she helped with that. She jumped in.
Right.
So Saggy's there. She's welcome to join us. Hey, Adam Silvestri. Austin. So Austin got the booster shot, which is the third COVID shot, and he feels like hell. Like, I don't know if you, for those of you who got the shot, for me, the second shot, I woke up at 5 a.m. convulsing. I was shaking so bad. It was like 80 degrees outside. So he is not feeling well, but he'll be back Thursday. So Lewis, how you doing? Tyler's here. Big TY, always fly. And of course, Tyler's non-relative, Billy Robert. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Tyler is seeing the Eternals tomorrow. Or is it just Eternals?
So is Austin.
So is Austin. Uh-oh. We're gonna have head to head. We're gonna see whoever wants to come on my show and give a review of it. So that'd be great because I don't get these extra passes. No one loves me. They're
No
like,
one
buy it
loves
on
me
DVD,
either.
jerk. But yeah, Austin is not feeling well, so everything's doing good. I feel he is. Austin's in
Yesterday,
Vegas. When we say he's sick, it usually means he
um,
was out drinking last night. But he does have the third shot. The booster
but
shot.
so last Thursday, there's no
Yeah.
Austin and Caden like thing, so we
Uh-huh.
had Jack and Austin,
Yeah.
and so it's like, we're like, oh, we're playing a prank, and it's actually Jack is actually here, and he has like
Yeah, I saw
Mission
that.
Impossible, Jack, with all
Yeah.
the green screen stuff in the back.
Yeah, exactly. It's all green screen. Where's Benson? I put my bag out there for him to look at. He likes my bag. But
He's
I had a
he's
crazy week last week to like this weekend. It was just constant. I was basically dressed up the entire time.
right.
Uh, you did something too for Halloween, right?
Yeah. So for Halloween, we so we went to my aunt's house, but before we left the house, I had the Halloween theme song playing, really loud, like
Yeah.
in my living room. So then, like, if you're literally, so when we came back, I was like, oh, I can hear it in my driveway. I'm like,
Oh,
that's
there you
good.
go.
I'm like, that's good. And so I'm like, okay, now we know. Like, but the only thing is, like, it's like we live in a neighborhood where there was all the kids that were around the neighborhood are now my age or
So
like
very
around my sister's age. So like they're either not either they're like being older and going around with their siblings or with their family, not trick or treating, or they're at like some party or something, or they're
well.
still at home. So it's like it's not like there's a lot of people on the block anymore. So it's
Yeah.
like, and also it's COVID, so people are all, and it's a
Yeah.
school night,
Yeah, it
so
was
it's
so
like,
here's what's interesting. Catholic school kids go out trick or treating because we get off. Well, I'm not in school anymore, but the next day is something called All Saints Day. It's a Catholic holiday, so
right,
all Catholic kids schools get to go Halloween. But I was going to share some photos. I mean, you probably saw. You guys already saw this. So
yeah,
this was Tuesday night. So that's my mask that I normally wear. That's outside my door. I never liked the hair for it, but the mask is from the original thing. Ooh, what's this? No.
no, why are you listening to
Oh, yo,
Nessa
I heard this
Barrett?
song at Quizzo, and I am obsessed. I think it's obsessed. I posted it. I'm like, dude, I'm obsessed with this song. I don't know who it is. I don't know who Nessa
Nessa
Barrett.
Barrett, she's like some TikToker.
Oh,
Like a lot of these, like, well, social media influencer, I would say, because like some of them were people who post pictures on Instagram, went to
yeah,
TikTok, learned how to dance, and did all
yeah.
that. She's also a singer, and so like
Okay.
I like I don't care for TikTokers, but I also
I didn't know that. I
don't
just heard
like
the
people
song.
who like think that TikTokers are like the worst. I'm just like,
Oh,
they're
okay.
not the worst. It's just
Hey,
people
we're trying.
trying to hustle. They're just people
Exactly.
hustling.
Exactly. In fact, so this is Tuesday night. This is where I heard the song. I heard the song. So this is after Quizzo. This team won. But I actually got a better mask made with
Uh,
better hair.
right.
And where is it? That's this one. So this is outside of a place called M's Place. The owner took this photo, and I don't know if you can tell the difference in the mask. So this was after
Yeah, you
Quizzo.
can.
Yeah,
Is it more black hair in the other
yeah. The
one?
hair is better. The hair is more accurate to the.
Yeah,
So it's a similar mask. This is outside, and it just looked better. I thought.
right.
So this is Thursday night. This is after we lit up the lights. This is another place. The problem when I turned my head, the mask like from the back, kind of
Right.
up. But this guy had a cool mask. You could peel his face off. So we actually had it was a pretty cool time. And then so there's this thing called this is the Konstatter. Yeah, this is the German Konstatter Volksfest Berlin.
Oh my god.
In the German accent. But let me see. Let me get out of here. These are all my stupid memes that I'm always posting. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just like that. How you doing? But anyway,
How you
so
doing?
this is me and my friends are about to pick. We were about to go to this place called uh the Bates Motel. They take an entire farm and convert it into a haunted walkthrough. It's about an
That's
hour.
so cool.
So my friends took these photos of me. Like I just go up and just stand there, and I just walked as Michael Myers. You can't tell; it's supposed to be like a decapitated body or something.
Oh
Um,
wow.
Yeah, so like I actually had people thought I was a part of the attraction, you know.
Oh.
I felt like I was like part of the whole like thing, and right behind me there would be this huge flame that would explode. But so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that it was like so Halloween was kind of fun, just got to dress
Yeah.
up. And I felt like Michael Myers, and you know what was great about it? All these little kids were like, "It's Michael Myers, chase me!" I was like, "I want to, but like I ain't getting shot today." So Ty said he was on a wait list. It must have got canceled. Luckily, he emailed me, and I have him on the spot. So Austin says, yeah, the booster shot combined with an absolute stupid number of streaming hours this weekend, I'm just beat. Yo, when I got my second shot that day, I was doing a barbecue, right? I was like, I'm going to grill some chicken, some hot dogs and stuff. And then I had like 5 mixed drinks.
Oh,
And
God.
so it's bad to be dehydrated. So I was dehydrated the next day
Right.
and feeling like crap. It was one of the worst feelings. It's like a hangover on like steroids.
Oh
So
my
guys,
God.
if you get a shot, do not drink alcohol.
For me, I don't think I had a really bad reaction.
Yeah.
All I was doing is throwing up. Like after my second shot was, it was, and it wasn't for a long time either. It was just like for like an hour or two,
mhm.
But I still, had to take precaution with the buckets and stuff like that. Like, just making sure if I wake up in the middle of the night,
What?
bleh,
It sounded
a
like you said
bucket.
Prakash.
Oh, I said bucket. Yes, precaution on the way in my.
Cautious with the. I was like, is it Prakash? You were with Prakash?
Yes, I
Yeah.
flew all the way to India
Yeah.
to make sure I can throw up in India.
In
To
India,
be
yeah.
like, yes, bucket list taken advantage of.
Yeah, there you go. But speaking of Prakash would be very happy to hear this. Are you going to see Eternals this weekend?
Yes, I'm probably
Okay,
gonna see it Thursday.
probably see it Thursday. I might after quiz on Thursday. I might go see a midnight show if they have one and they
Yeah.
have it available. Probably not. But dude, check this out. I am shocked that Disney didn't pay them yet. I'm joking, but I am surprised that this is doing. I'll be honest with you. I know Austin was excited for this. I know you're excited for this, and I guess I'm still kind of hey, new person, Sam Williams, first time watching live. Sam you must be one of those people who watches the show afterwards because for some reason more people watch the show after it airs than do when they live. But hey, as long as you watch, as long as you hit a like, and as long as you write a comment, I love you. So thank you for being here. But I want to say I saw this coming, but I kind of thought that the negative reviews would hit Marvel movies sooner just because the formula, at least for me, was starting to get stale. Out of like everything post Avengers Endgame, the only one that I really kind of liked was Shang-Chi. I know Spider-Man was decent, but like I wasn't crazy about Black Widow.
I mean,
And
it's
Eternals to me, it didn't get me
right.
excited. And I know, yeah, I'm not really familiar with the characters, but I'm not really familiar with Shang-Chi also. But I liked Shang-Chi. My dad, my sister, they all liked Shang-Chi. But people are not liking it. At least the critics aren't. And I know everyone's
Right.
going to say critics don't matter. But if you're a Snyder fan, you know that Rotten Tomato score pretty much killed the Snyderverse. They were like, all right, we're getting
Yeah.
rid of Zach. Hello, Joss Whedon.
I think at least with Marvel, they're not reactionary with Rotten Tomato scores. They know that Rotten Tomato, like they know what Rotten Tomatoes are. It's not. This is like okay. So Rotten Tomatoes is not like how much like 57% is not 50% of the people that have reviewed it
Yeah.
believe that it's not good.
Yeah.
So it's like 57% is the
Yeah.
majority of people who believed it's not good.
Yeah.
So and so it's like, oh, so you have 43% and you have 57%. 43% thought it was good. And then if you say we add 5 more or 7 more and those 7 like it, then it'll go up to probably 63%.
It may very well, but here's what's interesting. Even the positive reviews I'm reading are not like overwhelmingly positive. Like Shang-Chi got a lot of like, people were like, this movie is great. Like it's
Right.
fun, it's interesting, blah, blah, blah. Even the positive reviews are kind of like, it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie, which I don't mind. Like I think Marvel needs to mix up the formula. But what I'm generally hearing, and I read through a lot of the reviews, fan reviews and like the professional reviews, And it's interesting because a lot of the fan reviews are kind of saying the same thing: is that there's too many characters and you don't really connect with them, which is weird because I will say a lot of negative things about Marvel movies, even though I like them. Usually connect with the characters.
Yeah. You, like, and
Maybe
also if you just, and also
Marvel, like,
looking at the
yeah,
characters,
yeah,
they look like characters that everyone can connect to.
yeah.
Like we should be like I can probably connect to Ajax and Sprite and Cersei and and Gilgamesh, but I might not relate to Athena and Icarus and Fastos. But you know, it's
Here,
like
here's what I think, though. I think that they were counting on having charming actors, and charming actors would sell dialogue that maybe wasn't great. The person I keep hearing about is the man from Pakistan, Kamal Nungiani. You know,
I
he's the
hear
only
I think yeah, I've heard that like, you know,
everyone's saying good things
Camille
about.
and
It.
Angelina Bryan and Barry who plays well
Yeah,
like so like these three right here on to the left and the three on the right and then Gemma Chan are like the highlights and then Leah and Richard and Salma are good and you know some people have spoiled about like they kind of spoiled one character by giving a review on them
yeah.
but it was like
I still
okay.
avoided that. I avoided the spoilers. I'm like, I don't want
Yeah,
to hear
like
anything.
I was just like, I mean, after the premiere, there was no way you could not like avoid spoilers because there's like three review people who are just spoiling the post-credit
Variety,
scene,
and I use Variety all the time. Anytime I have
and I
like an
was
article, it's Variety. I
right,
like Variety.
and I was just
Our
like,
boy Owen Gleaverman is
Spider-Man,
from Variety.
yeah, and
Or is it
also I was just like, you know,
Variety?
I was talking to Austin about this. I
Yeah,
don't think I talked to him on the stream on Lean on Me about it or whatever it was. I was talking to him like some of these, you know, I think Brie Larson was kind of right with the whole review stuff, you know, critics, you know. 20 years ago, yeah, sure, movies were made for some of these people that were reviewing these movies now. But 20 years later, these movies aren't really made for them anymore. And yet they're
yeah.
still reviewing movies,
They still
acting
review
like they
movies.
are made for them.
Integrity makes a good point. Yeah, and that's a good. So, like, if a film gets 10 reviews and all 10 people give it out of 6 out of 10, it gets 100% fresh score. That is correct. But what I thought was interesting, there were at least, when it was sitting at 60, it was at 60 for a couple of days.
Yeah, it
I
was.
read 2 reviews, which were clearly negative, but they gave a fresh score.
Like
And
a
all of
C,
a sudden, I was like, huh. Because if those 2 reviews were scored rotten, that would drop it
right?
to rotten.
Because I think it's a C minus and up is fresh, and then a D lower is rotten.
Yeah.
It's really weird how they like. It's not like your general school grading system.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
like
it's
57% means like, you got 50% of the movie correct or whatever. It
right.
is jarring, but like, look, we're Snyder people. We know the power of Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, it was the reason they jiggered up Justice League. Reshoot this, change the script this, send Jeff Johns, send these people to because they looked at those reviews. And let's not deny the fact that a lot of haters use Rotten Tomatoes score. I remember people would be
Oh
like,
my
"Ha,
god, people still use it today.
you know,
Like people are still arguing about a movie that was released 10 years ago.
yeah,
Like not 10, but you know, like
half a
um,
decade now, basically." But like,
almost. You know,
it does have power. But something is telling me, look, to have 25 movies now, all fresh, I'm going to go ahead and take the position or assume the position that there's going to be a couple of missteps in this. And I mean, it
I
still could
think
be a
most of the reviews that said like, "Oh, it's not funny
yeah.
and it's not the normal formula." I'm like, "But you guys were at like that's the thing also. Like most of these reviews,
We might
like yeah,
watch.
like they like give positive reviews for these movies, but then in like I think like in the past 5 movies, they've always said, "Let's hope that let's hope Marvel changes the formula or
Yeah,
hope that like there's like a couple like let's make some more diverse movies, but this is a still really good movie, but let's switch up some of the things."
yeah,
And then when they do it and they do it with a director who seems to know what she's doing and with two producers who believe in her and who has has been praised for Nomadland, praised for the writer, and then and you get someone who's like that. You get someone who's like an indie film art house director to do a Marvel movie,
Well, I was
what
gonna
it
say
seems like
that
a great
problem.
concept, and
Yeah.
then you are trying to please both the fans and the critics who are saying these things, and then once you see the critics that don't like you change the formula, then once you go back, they're going to argue again about how that you went back to the formula, and then it's like people don't know what they want until they get it.
That's true. And look, I think that it's not just about if you're going to change the formula, you have to make something better. Like, look,
Exactly.
when Justice League came out, a lot of people said they changed the formula. It was funnier, like a Marvel movie, but it didn't work. People were like, what? You made it funnier. Batman's making jokes. Flash is supposed to make jokes. Everyone's making jokes. Like,
Right.
there's no serious attention to it. I think the problem is, I saw Nomad Land. And I did not, of all the Best Picture nominees, I liked Judas and the Black Messiah, Trial of the Chicago 7. I enjoyed those movies. Nomadland was the only one that I did not like. And I know people are going to say, it was just stuff happening. There was no real arc to it. It was too much of an art house film. And I think that giving someone who has that kind of background a story like this can misfire. And I'm going to give you an example. Ang Lee, Oscar-nominated director. He had just come off Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. They gave him Hulk. And he made a bad Hulk movie. It was too cerebral. I mean, there's a lot to dissect. Have you ever seen that one? The Eric Bana with Jennifer Connelly. It's a good cast. But, he didn't know how to make a comic book movie. And he made it too cerebral, too much CGI. Like, all of a sudden you realize that it takes a certain talent. Yes, it worked with Christopher Nolan, but Christopher Nolan made Batman very grounded. He didn't go for the goofy stuff or the campy stuff. But I think maybe they were like, okay, we need a diverse director. Let's get Chloe Zhao. And she hires 2 Game of Thrones actors. You got Salma Hayek. You got all these famous people in this. Richard Madden. But maybe the dots did. Again, I haven't seen it yet. But I'll be honest with you, based from the trailers, nothing stood out to me. Does that make sense? Like, I wasn't like, yeah, okay, I definitely want to see that. In the way that Shang-Chi did. Shang-Chi, I was like, I want to see this. I want to see this.
Yeah, for me, like, I saw the first trailer and I was like, okay. Like, I like hearing like, oh, she wanted to, do on-set stuff, and then like, and then like I was talking on last night about how like phase 1 through 3 weren't Kevin Feige in the Parliament. It was more of Ike Perlmutter and his creative committee, until the creative committee in mid phase 3 disbanded and Ike left. That's when it became Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
So like, again, it's like this is his first real like production that he has like full on like went from from like pitch to end. So as his own. So
real quick, I know the Morbius trailer dropped. So Adam, I would like to show it, but let me know if there's any licensed music in it. That's usually the thing that hurts us.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I did see the Boba Fett trailer, which was badass. I know you guys covered it last night on Lean on Me, but we're going to talk about Boba Fett also. And Ambassador, I agree with you. Like, you don't care what critics have to say, but here's my perspective. I think Marvel has made a couple of duds, not bad movies, but duds that have gotten phenomenal scores. And I'm just like, huh? And I'm talking about Black Widow. I'm talking about Thor the Dark World is like in the 60s. But like, I saw a lot of Marvel movies that I thought were but like they got phenomenal scores. Critics were like, well, this is a great movie. And I'm like, it's okay, it's passable. I kind of have some of those feelings towards Spider-Man Far From Home. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't think it was great in the way that Spider-Man 2 was great. It was just a Spider-Man story with, Anyway, but like my point is, so far from 2008 to now, even mediocre Marvel movies, critics love them. And I'm wondering, maybe, just maybe, this one may not be that great. Maybe when you're on the top of the mountain and there's nowhere else for you to go, you're going to misstep, And some days Michael Jordan is just not going to play well. Does that make sense? Even though he's,
I still think it's going to have a great
game. And I think I want to go see it. I'm going to go see it. I might see it this weekend. And yeah, go see, make your own call.
Right. I
But
still think it will make a. I think again, it's a Marvel movie, like we saw with Shang-Chi. That that there were some people who didn't care for it, but went to see it because it's a Marvel movie, and still liked it at the end. But still, it made a breaking record for this year before Venom Let There Be Carnage.
yeah,
About how every week was either plus 100 million or plus 200 million or plus 400 million. It was like, I think now it's like 700 million right now, like box office. So it's like, it's
yeah, she played Yennefer. Sorry, just to answer in Ty's question, she was
uh,
Yennefer. Gorgeous actress, by the way. And by
she
the way,
was in Mummy, right?
yeah, so she got crap because Yennefer is definitely white in the comics and has dark hair, and they cast a girl up who's I think half white, half Middle Eastern. But even I was like, oh, she's supposed to be like, she kind of looks like the girls in Philly, like Irish Italian mix, dark hair. But Sophia Botella, I don't know if I'm saying that right, nailed it. She was great. Her chemistry with Henry Cavill was phenomenal. So, yeah, again, I'm not a Rotten Tomatoes fan, but what I am saying, it does have an impact. It does have, like, for me, I
If
don't get how Captain Marvel scored higher than Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think that's a way better movie. I know I'm a bit biased, considering I am a fan of Zack's films, but I am kind of interesting. Adam or Andrew, why are you mad? Why are you upset? Tell us. Yeah, more. I mean, look at Venom. I thought the first Venom movie was decent. I didn't love it, but I thought it was decent. But I was like, damn, the
right.
score was horrible. It was like it wasn't that bad. But Adam Sylvester, if you can tell me if there's any. Oh, Austin, did you see the Morbius trailer?
I haven't seen it. I
Like,
don't care for Morbius.
I do kind of want to see it, but if there's licensed music in it, a lot of times there is. Then all of a sudden we get taken down. That's the problem.
Right. Wait, let me see.
Wait, you know what? You're right. Hold on. I'm looking her up. Sophia Boutella.
She wasn't in Witcher.
She wasn't in Witcher. She's a chick from Star Trek Beyond. Oh, you're right. You're right. Because I thought, she's Anya Charlotte. Never mind. My bad. Whoops. Damn it, Tyler. I was like, I guess that's her name from The Witcher. Yeah, Morbius looks cool. I was not too familiar with the Morbius character. Morbius was in. Let me clarify, guys. Sophia Boutella is the girl from Star Trek Beyond. She had she was an alien in that. Yeah, you're right. Anya Charlotta, or how do you say
Nick
that?
Carr. Aren't you
Gosh.
I'm looking at the IMDb and look. Oh, hold on. Let me show.
Yeah, when I typed in Sophia Boutella, The Witcher, what's her name popped up? Yennefer. Yeah, you're right. Because I thought she was Indian, but it said over here that she's Algerian. I'm like, I swore she was Indian.
But look whose name looks familiar.
Oh, wait, is that our Nick Carr?
I don't know, but it was just like looking at.
Nick,
I
is
was
that
like,
you? Could be. I don't know. Nick, is that you?
Nick, are you working on Netflix's and Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon?
I thought I saw him. No, I don't know. Nick Carr. If you're working for the Witcher, but
yeah, this is The Witcher. This is Rebel Moon.
Oh, this is Rebel Moon. Okay, cool. And by the way, just want to say something. People were talking about how it seems like a Star Wars knockoff. Star Wars.
I mean, it was pitched for Star Wars.
Yeah, but there's so many science fiction shows and stories and books outside of Star Wars, and everyone thinks Star Wars kind of invented that. Dune predates Star Wars. There's a lot of great science fiction. If you read Ray Bradbury or stuff like that, science fiction has always been there. Star Trek does something covered. So I know people are already attacking Zack Snyder, like, oh, he's making his own Star Wars movie. Ugh. I'm like, yes, but it will have sex and violence.
Oh my god!
But in space,
basically,
kind of like the Metal Magazine.
The first 10 minutes of the Krypton scene in Man of Steel. Just imagine that, but 10 times longer, and on steroids. Basically, that's what Zach was saying. It's basically that. I'm like, okay, cool.
Can I make a point? Ambassador Dorian, I want to thank you for being here. For the most part, the series has been good thus far. Exactly. Like, for me, like, the Infinity War saga would make movies that I didn't like. I'd go back and rewatch them, like Thor: The Dark World, which I don't hate that much, but I actually kind of like it. But, like, you remember the Ether. There were entries that weren't good. Here's what I'm about to say. This might be a hot take, and I might sound like some of those guys at Geeks and Gamers, but they were talking so hard about the diversity of this film. I just wonder if they thought the diversity would be the selling point and maybe forgot to tell a good story. because that has happened in other franchises where they're so worried about diversity that they forget that you also got to tell a good story. You also have to have good character writing, and the characters have to connect to you. I don't know. It's gotten really silent right now. That means Caden didn't like what I said.
Oh no, I'm just
They're
reading.
too focused on diversity. They're like, oh, look, a Pakistani guy, Asian lady, another
Like,
Asian lady,
so
an Asian guy.
that's
I'm like,
I was just, there was
yeah,
like a couple things that people were pointing out, is that that we like phase 4 was kind of like what we are having right now, and what we ended with on phase 3 with some
yeah.
of the solo movies, and at the beginning of phase 4, it kind of was setting us up for a Eternals movie where you have this diverse cast,
Yeah.
where it's like you have an Asian led, you have a female led, you have an LGBT representation. It's like you have these
By the way,
things.
Zach beat him to it. By the way, Zack Snyder beat him to it.
Beat him to being what?
Having technically, Wonder Woman isn't straight because in the first movie they talk about the pleasures of females, and we don't necessarily need men for that. Remember that scene on
Right. Yeah.
So technically, I mean, yes, she does fall in love with a man, but like technically, she's not
bi
straight.
pan.
Probably bi or pan or whatever. Second of all, in Batman vs Superman, we do see a gay couple, but the studio cut that scene. When Clark Kent goes to Gotham, he's on the boat, you see two guys kissing, and Clark walks by them and smiles. So Zach did all that, and he had an Asian superhero. I'm just saying.
But yeah, it's like you have Loki, you have Shang-Chi, you have Black Widow, Captain Marvel, that all and you have now you have
was LGBTQ. I know everyone assumed that, but was that ever stated?
Loki?
No, Captain Marvel in the movies.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
But
there was like it was like, but like in the there was like some things that that were I think there was something recently that came out for Captain Marvel and the Marvels that was saying like, oh, it was okay, it was Christmas pictures of when Monica and Maria and Carol were doing Christmas. Monica would always write my mom's, so she would always refer to Carol as her mom. So maybe like there might have been like some romantic relationship between the two of them. And so, but who knows? But I'm sure it'll be revealed in the Marvels.
If Captain Marvel, I would have loved to have seen that. I don't care about the sex scene in this movie between these two. I'm assuming I want to see Rambo and Captain Marvel.
Lashana Lynch and Brie Larson.
Yes. Well, didn't she die though? She died though, didn't she?
Maria did die of cancer.
Yeah.
I think it's because
daughter. Right? Yeah, would that be weird if it was the daughter?
But I don't think it'll be the daughter. No, because the daughter is technically would be basically Carol's daughter too. So it's like,
hey Adam, if they put that scene in there, like right before they went out to fly, they just are like, they just had a scene in the locker room. I mean, I'd be like, that is my favorite Marvel movie. Get on there. I'm being facetious, of course. I don't care the characters. So yeah, so for me, look, I'm a person of color. But like, I in no way am I excited to see Kumail Nanjiani just because he's Pakistani and I'm Pakistani. Same thing with like who's the other
some people who are having
who's the other Pakistani one? Caden. The chick with the weird hands, like she kind of does this.
I don't know.
In the Avengers game, she's like a young little girl.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, she's Pakistani,
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's Muslim Pakistani.
She's American Pakistani, New York Pakistani. Yeah. Like to me, like
New Jersey. New Jersey. She's from New Jersey.
But like to me, like in that way, I kind of like the character I always connect the most with is Matt Murdock, because he's always got that Catholic guilt. And anyone who's grown up Catholic, you get that Catholic guilt. Like, I touched myself. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. Do you see Dave Chappelle's when he talks about Mike Pence? And he's like, "Dear Jesus, take these dirty thoughts out of my head." I'm like, yes, that happens. That happens.
It's like, yeah. But but yeah, like it's
That's there for you to look at, Benson. This is all just for
that man bag is for you, Benson.
you.
It's for
Yeah,
your
not,
pleasure and your pleasure only.
yep.
Marvel movies that have followed a paint by numbers solution for years, with Eternals offering an intelligent story, might be too much for these reviewers to understand.
So see, now that is
That
the opposite take. That
that
when you have a
okay,
movie that is intellectual, people are gonna be like, "No, I want explosions. I want explosions."
right, and like that's the thing. Like I was like, also like it goes back to the whole thing. Like again, some of these reviewers are reviewers who've reviewed Back to the Future too. You know, like
Yeah,
or like 20 plus years ago movies, and that's like pretty much 40% of the reviewers now or
yeah,
critics, or and then another 20% is some people who were 15 plus years ago, and
yeah,
it's only the new ones that like from the past 5 years that have understood the Marvel movies, but there's still some of them who are still criticizing it, but they're like, it's good, but they should have done this instead.
yeah.
Like it's like okay, those
Exactly.
are like
Well,
the
I have a
and
lot of
then
friends who I have tried to get into the MCU. They'll
right,
watch it. They're like, "Yeah, it's okay." I'm like, "Wasn't Iron Man good?" They're like, "Yeah, that was actually pretty good." And like, these are
it's
adult friends. They don't watch They don't like the MCU. But believe it or not, when I showed them Man of Steel and I showed them BVS, that they liked because there's stuff to dissect in it.
right.
And I have a feeling that if this is, as Benson is suggesting, more of an intellectual film, I've heard there's a lot of philosophizing in this,
Yeah,
so
there is.
a lot of verbiage.
There's a
I'm
lot of controversy with certain characters that they have, like
Didn't I say last week that I think Marvel movies are making us kind of stupid? Not because the movies are bad, but we're so inundated with action and CGI every 2 seconds that when we do get something smart or something you have to kind of peel the layers off and kind of
right,
enjoy the film, that people are like, nope, 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 nope. I don't want this. I don't want this.
right,
Like we might have this reaction to the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't
right,
look like it's going to be a whoopee kind of movie. There's probably going to be a lot of symbolism. There's probably going to be a lot of motifs that are both obvious and subtle. Like it's a movie, just like the Chris Nolan movies, you have to dissect it. And people are going to be like, no, because I hear a lot of people who crap on great comic book movies because they're not, like my lights flashing every 10 seconds at you. You know what I mean?
right,
Does that make sense? So when
exactly.
you do get something that's kind of intellectual, like I thought the Watchmen series was phenomenal. I thought Zack
Yeah,
Snyder's Watchmen, but people are like, ooh, no, no, they're talking
I think
politics.
it's there's people who like
Yeah,
variety of comic book movies, because I love Marvel movies. I also love the DC, like Zach DC movies. I also like Watchmen. Like I would like to have a variety of some simplistic movie and then
yeah,
some intellectual movie and then a movie or series in the middle.
yeah.
Because I
Exactly.
would like
That's
because
why
I
I
don't
really loved
like
Halloween Kills. It was
right.
not intellectual as the first film. It was just Michael killing people. I'm like, that's all I want to see.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's
And
okay.
and also it's like and also like going back to like it's the whole thing where like there is like the whole IMDb stuff
Yeah,
that was going on. That whole like and and you have people who haven't seen the movie because IMDb is an open rating system
yeah,
that you don't have to be an approved critic to go in there and bomb it if you want. So there's that who made it where it was like I think there was like a couple people who were being who were actually fans of the movie that
yeah.
probably saw the movie, and there was like three of them that added their reviews, and it was like a 8.5 there, and then review bombs came in and then it went down to like 1.5.
And
uh
integrity, just to address this, it kind of connects why they're review bombing it because they don't like the diversity. Like there are
yeah,
people who
and then
just
there's also the
diversity
same
alone
thing with
bothers.
like and also like it's going back, it's a lot of things. It's like critics are they're either old, and it's like majority of these critics are old white men. Like
Mhm.
that's plain and simple, we all know that. That's like the basically
By the way,
like
we love Owen Gleiberman. In case you're watching, Owen, we're not talking about you.
um
I'm shaking
but
my head.
it's like these critics are, you know, the majority of them are old white men or just white men in general, you know?
But here's the thing: like my favorite critic was Roger Ebert. I loved
Right,
Roger Ebert. you're right. But I would say that the critics now, like, so you have your top critics. It's a pretty. I want to say
pretty diverse now, but the top
Yeah.
critics and the
Yeah.
older critics are mostly white men,
Yeah,
and
true.
they're the ones that are on the front lines of
But I
every.
don't know if like all these rotten reviews are just old.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying
I
like
see a lot of women who are just saying this
right,
isn't good. I've seen this one right
right,
here is from a Spanish magazine. Where is it? Proxima Tanda.
yeah,
Like I had to have this translated into English because I wanted to read. So this is someone from another country. This is translated in English. Again, they said there was almost too much characters and almost too much going on, and really couldn't connect with them. So I am going to be curious what the fans are going to say. I'm curious what
right.
Ty has to say and Austin has to say. I think Austin will have a different perspective, and Ty's gonna have a different perspective, and I will have a different. The correct perspective will be me. Whatever I say, come next week after I've seen this movie.
No, the correct perspective is obviously you know who the correct perspective is.
You.
No,
Oh,
you know who the correct perspective is, according to.
Who's the correct perspective?
But yeah. So.
No, Kane gave me the answer. Thank you. Yes.
But yeah, it's gonna be one of
the best story. Wait, my thing is they have to do it in an interesting way, and I think what they did was they got the diversity, they got charming actors, but maybe it's not connecting, or maybe it is too cerebral, as Benson was saying. That maybe this movie is trying to be a little bit more intellectual, and we haven't really had too many intellectual comic book movies. I think that there's a lot of intellectuality in Batman versus Superman. I think there's a lot of stuff to pick apart. Every time I watch that movie, I'm like, oh, like something, but people look at it as a dumb comic book movie and don't realize there's a lot going on there.
Right.
Yep, I said Halloween Kills. Dun, 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 dun. Comic books should have variety, and I do want to see less MCU formula and more films, that kind of challenge, like what HBO did with Watchmen.
Right.
And or also, what Amazon is doing with The Boys. Or what Netflix did with the MCU, with their Marvel corner, with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and that's MCU, or that's Marvel, at least technically.
Right. You'll have these macro things going on. You have the street level, you have the statewide level, you have the citywide level, you have the cosmic wide level, you have the multiverse level now. And I think you will have little stories in each. So you have Hawkeye and Shang-Chi and all that. Like Shang-Chi might be a mixture of international and cosmic.
Yeah.
And then you have Hawkeye, which is a street level, but also probably be an international level as well. So you will have a combination of those macros together, or just one macro.
True.
And then and that's what that you'll see now. Like you'll see, like with the Marvels, it's gonna be in the beginning. It's probably gonna be street level.
Whoa, it's gonna real quick. Hold on. Did Campy actually say that? I know we all hate on John Campia, but I do still listen to him sometimes.
Yeah, he said that. He said that Shang-Chi was the best comic book movie he ever seen.
Shang-Chi's not even the best comic book movie that came out this year. We all know what that was.
You don't have the poster for it though.
Yeah. What is it? Right there.
No, that's not.
Zack Snyder's Justice League was the best comic book movie that came out this year.
No, it's not.
Well, what do you think is the best one?
I think it's the Suicide Squad.
Oh, I forgot about that. Damn, I completely forgot about that movie. Oh yeah. Okay.
Because I think it's for
Prakash is gonna come. Suicide Squad.
No. I still like. Don't get me wrong. I think the top 3 that came out this year is the Suicide Squad, and Snyder Cut, and then Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I agree. Unless I'm forgetting something, I think that would be my list too.
Yeah. I'm like, was there other comic book movies that came out this year?
I am not a James Bond fan. The only James Bond movie that I bought and have rewatched is Casino Royale, which is funny because I should love Bond. He's a male who hooks up with multiple women and blows stuff up. I just was like, I've never been a big James Bond fan.
Right.
Not that I hate the series. It's the same thing I am with Harry Potter. If you like Harry Potter, good for you. Ty's a big Harry Potter fan. I'm just like, whatever. And I have friends who
I like Harry Potter too. Like there's, again, like I'm not like a fanatic and like go crazy about it, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this.
They're entertaining. I watched them all once,
Yeah,
and I
I
might watch them
I
again,
think
maybe.
I was gonna rewatch. I was only gonna rewatch one
Yeah,
of them recently,
yeah.
but then I ended up watching
I
like
agree with Ty
all of
here.
them.
Snyder Cut, Suicide Squad, and Shang-Chi. That would be my
Yeah,
list for this year. And I wouldn't even include Black Widow as good.
yeah. Black
Or
Widow. Oh, I forgot Black. Oh my
yeah,
God, that movie. I totally forgot about that movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
And fantastic. I like the first one. You know what? I saw the second Fantastic Beast. I'm not a Harry Potter person, but I enjoyed it. I know everyone hated it, but I was like, yeah, it was
yeah.
entertaining. I thought it was fine.
I
Uh,
like
I
again like
didn't
the
read the
whole.
book, and the movies are trash. Talking about Harry Potter. Okay.
Uh, okay, but just like the whole casting of Johnny Depp was just because J.K. Rowling had a crush on him, and
Mhm.
then that whole thing is just hilarious. But I'm like, Johnny Depp is a great actor and he was good for Grindelwald. But then obviously now we have Mads Mikkelsen, who's also a great actor who will be a great Grindelwald because
He's got like a Mads Mikkelsen has like this thing where as an actor he doesn't say much, but he can convey a lot just with his eyes or his
right,
demeanor. Like he's just one
yeah,
of those actors.
yep.
Uh,
I love him as Calisius in Doctor Strange.
oh my god, I thought he was underused. I wish he hadn't died. I'm like, he's such a great
I don't
actor.
think he died. I think
He
he was
went
just
to
absorbed by Dormammu.
Dormammu,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he was absorbed by Dormammu to become like I think he can show up again.
Oh, I hope
Like,
so. I
but
hope so.
like, but
Just
yeah, I
like
think
by the way, up until Thanos, I thought the best MCU villain was Zemo. I thought
yeah.
even though his speech at the
Oh
end,
my,
that's good acting. Like that's
yeah.
really good acting. Like
Also,
they just went home.
also the
Oh my
match
god, yes,
Hannibal Lecter. Oh my God, that with Hugh
so good.
Dancy. Oh my God, that whole show
We're
is
big Hugh
amazing.
Dancy fans here because he was in Black Hawk Down, which is I have a huge theatrical poster up here of Black
Right.
Hawk Down. He was very young in that movie.
I like Hugh Dancy who played
That's
Doctor
great.
Doom.
There's intellectualism in all these comic book movies, but I would say that
I
the
think
number one goal is not to make you think. The
this
goal is to
percentages of
entertain you.
intellectual.
Yeah,
This it's a percentage like in intellectualism
yeah.
in these movies.
Um,
There's like it's with certain Marvel movies, it's probably like between 20 and 30%,
yeah,
and then and then and then there's some other movies. Like I think majority of the comic movies now are like 20+% with intellect,
yeah.
but then you have Justice League, which is basically a dumb movie.
Real
But we
quick,
don't worry about
integrity. I
that.
did not like Skyfall.
You didn't?
I thought
Oh,
it was okay, but I never watched it again. I was just like, yeah, whatever. Again, I'm
yeah,
not a Bond fan. I'm not a Bond fan, so like, I don't know. And I like Daniel
yeah,
Craig as Bond. I like Sean Connery. I just whatever. I didn't hate it. I was just like, I saw it. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
that was pretty good, and moved on with my life.
I was like, I like James
Yeah.
Bond, but I'm just like I'm not. It's not like on my top priority to go see James Bond movie right when
Well,
it comes out.
Noel Gonzalez is saying something that Disney Plus Day is coming. I have never heard of that. I did not know that, Noel.
No,
Thank
me
you.
neither.
Is it Noel or Noel?
I think it's Noel.
Noel. I'm not
But
gonna
I'll
lie. I'm
say this.
filing
I'll
Christmas.
say this. Don't expect Disney and Marvel to
Yeah.
announce like 10 projects or 5 projects. I probably
Yeah.
expect them to announce like 1 or 2, but then
Yeah.
like make official casting announcements, like 1
Mm,
or 2 of those for their Disney Plus
yeah.
stuff. But then the trades, like the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Deadline, they'll probably announce like series and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
probably.
like
Uh,
it's like Disney Plus Day would be like trailers and first looks at stuff like throughout the day, but then you have like 1 or 2 like you probably have a video, like a 15-minute video from Kevin Feige saying talking about Iron Man to Shang-Chi to Eternals, and then talking about No Way Home, talking about Doctor Strange 2, talking about Black Panther 2, talking about Miss
yeah.
Marvel, talking about She-Hulk, talking about but mostly talking about the Disney Plus series.
Yeah. I think you might be right. And yeah, here's the thing, integrity. You're right. Like I said, everything about James Bond should make me like it. But I don't hate it. I don't know. I'm more of a Jack Bauer guy. I know that's I always thought Jack Bauer is the American James Bond, even though like they both, even though it's more law enforcement, but like
Right.
I just never I never thought of James Bond as something that geeks were into. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Caden? Do you think
I don't know.
James Bond is kind of geeky?
everything's geeky. You can be
Yeah.
a Bond geek.
Is my friend. See, now I love Casino Royale. That's a movie I watched many times. I love that movie. But yeah, no, Disney Plus Day is cool. Maybe I will see the Bond movie. My dad loves James Bond. He read the first novel in like 1956 or whatever. I mean, he was a boy, but he read Casino Royale when he was a kid.
Right.
He's always read. He's read all. I think there's 17 James Bond books. I think, or 15, like actually written by Ian Fleming. He's read all of them. He loves them. But I think I heard the new one was pretty good. But yes, Noel, before you leave, make sure to leave a like. Just leave a like before you go. But thank you. But look, let me ask you this. Looking at the score, does that affect your I have a feeling that I'm going to end up watching this thinking it's not going to be good and it's actually going to be really good.
I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
So Rotten Tomatoes can be as rotten as it can be, and it can be like my favorite director and writer and actor be in the movie, and I'll still go see it.
By the way, a lot of people have noticed. Do you get very Snyder visuals from this? I'm not the first person to notice this, but a lot of people have said
some things, yeah. Some
it kind of feels like a Zack Snyder kind of motif. And I wonder. I think Chloe said she was a fan of the film. That she's a fan of Zack.
Yeah, she's a fan of Denis and fan of some things that like Zack stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm on the IMDb page and it says awards, 1 nomination.
For the Eternals?
Oh, it's a queer a queer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might be like one of those like when they give awards out for trailers, like
right.
They do that with video games, like Call of Duty gets Best New Trailer award. So,
right.
But I guess I'm a little bit more shocked than everyone else is because so far Marvel has found the balance, and it seems
the
that
cinematographer for this is Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy, and Age of Ultron.
Yeah, again, Age of Ultron is a weaker than the first film. Austin think Age of Ultron is better than the first film, and I'm like,
Age of Ultron's good, but it's not better than the Avengers one.
No, it's not better than the first one. The first one was a more cohesive, well thought out story.
I think
and I still like Age of Ultron. I have the 4K, I have the Blu-ray and the 4K, and I enjoy watching it. Age of Ultron is the last Avengers movie where everything was kind of okay, because after Civil War, because then it's Civil War. Bleep hits the fan, and things are not. They are not together until the last scene in Endgame. Think about that,
Right.
The last time all the Avengers were together as they existed was Age of Ultron. They're separated in Civil War. They're separated in Infinity War. They're fighting all over the universe, and it's not till the end of Endgame where they're all together again. So Age of Ultron, I always like to say, is like the calm before the storm of the MCU. Like everything, they stopped the bad guy. They saved the day. Everyone's still together. High fives.
After that, Age of Ultron and Civil War were the 2 movies that, without those 2, I don't think it would have changed. It would have changed Infinity War Endgame drastically.
Oh, yeah, well, I would say more so Civil War. I think Civil War.
Because Thanos probably saw Ultron as a threat and wanted to get rid of that. So he made sure that, that everything happened. Yeah. And then he made sure that Zemo, obviously we saw in the first Avengers that he is watching over Earth and seeing what's going on. And that he has agents in Earth, whatever. In Avengers 1 we saw that, but then in Infinity War and then again we
I just want to say something to ambassadorial wing, integrity. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, as people who are fans of the Snyderverse, we know the power that Rotten Tomatoes has, whether we like it or not. The entire reason the Snyderverse today does not exist at the moment, at least we hope it does, is because studio executives looked at that score and were like, we got to get rid of this guy. We got to do something. First, they're going to reshoot the entire movie. Then they take advantage of Zack's tragedy, and it's all because of that Rotten Tomatoes score. So, again, I agree with you. It shouldn't matter. I loved Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is at 39%. I loved it. And I think the people who watched it did not give a crap. They wanted to watch it. But when it comes to these big budget movies, studios pay attention to stuff like this. And I hope Marvel doesn't like look at the score. Like, let's say the movie's actually really, really good. And Marvel's like, all right, maybe we should be more careful moving forward, and maybe do more jokes and more typical Marvel stuff. So Morbius trailer hints that Spider-Man will leave the MCU. Well, Benson, you've been saying that for a while. You don't think they're going to continue this partnership?
Same with William, but what has been said by Kevin and what looks like it's not going to happen, that he's staying.
Yeah.
But
did you see also Kevin said that temper your expectations for Spider-Man? He says, like, I keep hearing all these rumors. I think people need to temper their expectations.
Yeah.
He's just winding us down, or do you think that maybe not everything we think is going to happen is actually going to happen?
No, he's just making sure people think that they're not in it.
Yeah. Do you see a possibility, Caden, that Spider-Man Far From Home, No Way Home comes out and it doesn't meet expectations?
I think there's people that have
Garfield for 2 seconds high, and then it doesn't meet the expectations. A lot of people think.
I think people.
To me, this is going to be the Civil War, at least, like that big solo film that could change everything. And what if it sells or is underdelivered?
I think for this one, it's even if Andrew Garfield shows up, I think people will be happy because that's all people want is Andrew and Toby to show up.
Yeah.
They don't care how long. They don't care. They don't care how short. If Andrew and Toby are in it, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's like majority of people that I've seen. Like they said, I'll temper my expectations for them to be in it for a long time, but I'll at least know that to expect them to be in it for like something.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But if they aren't in it, I think people will be like, okay, at least you had the villains in it.
Yeah.
Because, and then people, I think some people will actually be happy because then it'll set up another Spider-Verse live action movie where they can actually be in it.
Possibly, yeah.
But we all know that they are in it. So it's like, at least for some time, based off of leaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But again, and this whole, they're arguing over if they should show them in the trailer or not. They're not. That was a bull-faced lie. Whoever said that needs to shut up. And
I'll be honest with you, I'm more excited about the prospect that Matt Murdock is going to show up, even if it is for 1 second.
I'm more excited about that. My concern about this movie is the future of these villains, and for the MCU versions, But I will say this: I wonder if they'll do it like this, where it's like, oh, they look different, or like, would he even know who they are?
Yeah.
Like, would he even know that Doc Ock is Otto Octavius? Would he even know that Green Goblin is Norman Osborn? Would he even know that Electro is Max Dillon? Would he even know that Sandman is Flint Marko? That type thing as well. It's like if Toby or Andrew or one of the villains does say their name, then okay. Then would that be like, okay, so he meets Otto Octavius in his real MCU form, and then it's like, oh, I know who you'll become. Let me try to stop you. But then it actually happens. He's like, oh, fate. It was always going to happen for Otto. Yeah. But, and then with Norman, he's like, oh, he's just some like businessman like Tony who I can look up to, and my friend Harry or whatever. This one has a son and the other one didn't. So maybe that's the difference. But even though he does, but we know that Norman Osborn did have a son, but he doesn't. So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay. So it's like, that's what I'm concerned, and I'm also kind of excited to see what happens with that.
Because I would say this about the first two Spider-Man movies. I enjoyed them, the Tom Holland ones, but they didn't have a sense of scale of like big threats. Whereas like the first two Raimi films, especially the second one, there was like the threat felt real and only Spider-Man could stop it.
Right.
I think from
I
And I
think
think the
with
story is going to be big. The scale or the stakes need to be big
right,
for
I
the
think
story
with Vulture, I think he
itself.
was a perfectly fine for a neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And then I think Mysterio taught Peter that he should only be a neighborhood Spider-Man.
yeah,
That he shouldn't go and like if he does go international, be safe
yeah.
because you
Well,
don't
I
know
think
who you're gonna run into.
lessons, but like what I'm thinking of more is like have you played the game at all? The Spider-Man game.
No.
That game is really good in terms of stakes.
Hmm.
About and even in the game they say, "Oh, the Avengers are out in San Francisco," and I think that's supposed to be a nod to the video game. But like, it's basically him by himself. Like, he's got to take it. And I think Spider-Man's always been at his best when it's him against the world. And like it's his back up against the wall, and he is not equipped to handle all these things, but somehow he wins. That's what made Spider-Man such a great hero. And so I hope that whatever the story is in the third one, I know he tries to get everyone's memories erased, but I feel like there has to be a bigger threat that only he can solve, and that the stakes are on Peter. And there's no help from Iron Man, or as Integrity was saying, Spider Boy. Like there's no one to help him. He's got to do this himself, and maybe he doesn't even do it with Doctor Strange's help. But we'll see. I'm excited for that. But how would you like to? Any last thoughts on the Eternals before we talk about Star Wars?
Um, I think yeah, it's just I'm excited for the movie. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. I don't care what the critics say. The only thing I'm really kind of looking forward to is what goes on in the movie and how does this affect other characters in the overall MCU. So yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, he's been in high school now for 6 years, and you can
Oh
in
my god.
2016 he's been in high school. Yeah, and
He
that's the one
was
thing that stinks about Spider-Man. Like, you want to keep him in high school, you got to do like 2 movies a year just to But all right, folks, we're gonna we'll still keep talking about the Eternals, but we're gonna talk a little bit about the Book of Boba Fett. Stick around. I know you guys talked about it yesterday. I just want to say this is Boba Fett in The Mandalorian. This is Boba Fett now. I think Boba Fett either heard my criticism of him and hit the gym a little bit, but he was looking a little like he spent about 2
yeah,
years.
that's what people have been noticed that he like without the helmet, he also looks healthier because with in the Mandalorian he had like green skin,
Yeah.
like injuries. But then, me and Austin and Anthony and Gavin were talking about how like is he like, he's obviously being healed by something.
Yeah, I
And
mean, he was in the
and then
Sarlacc.
Gavin also kind of
I
pointed
want
out
to know
about
how long, because the first season of Mandalorian is set 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
right. And this
A lot
is
of people
set
forget he has a jetpack. Did he escape immediately? When did he stop being a kind of a villain? He seems more to be like in Mandalorian. It's clear that he's more of an anti-hero. Like, he wants to help, Grogu. He wants to help
right.
the Mandalorian. But something happened. But like this one, I got very. I don't want to use the words like a kind of like a hybrid of Scarface and The Godfather, like especially with him sitting at
Mm,
the seated table. You ever see The Godfather, like when all the Dons meet and they
right.
make peace, and like Don Corleone's like, I'm not the one who's gonna break the peace here today, but he's also like
Right.
secretly
Like
killing
you could
these people.
like this whole table, like how like they were like, how can we respect you because you've been gone for so long
Yeah,
and trying to take over Jabba's place um and and like and and then Fennec Shan says, oh, like if it still were Jabba, he would have fed you to the Rancor thing,
yeah.
whatever, already. And then the final obvious scene is like,
Does Jabba have
go
another
on.
rank because Luke killed that mofo.
It's
He's got to get another one.
but going back to the healing thing, I think this is what heals him. This whole like little droid thing that has like this like brain of like some scientist and that little like you see that little like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. Little
little that's
Kool-Aid.
what it holds a brain. and they are healers basically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The story, the way I felt like it's being set up is that, so let's say it's been 6 years since the end of Jedi. That with Jabba gone, there's kind of been a power vacuum. Like he was sort
Right.
of head honcho. He was the kingpin of Tatooine or of Mos Eisley or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he was of Underworld basically.
Yeah, he was and with him gone, you've had probably a bunch of substitute teachers like that dude that Boba Fett kills at the end of season 2.
With the fat neck twirl
Yeah, fat
thing.
neck thing. So basically, you've had a lot of substitute teachers, and Boba Fett sees the opportunity to become the new kingpin, to become the new head honcho. And I kind of and I know Guillermo del Toro is doing this, or not Guillermo, Raul Rodriguez is doing this. I kind of like that idea of sort of the gangsterism that we only really get to see at the beginning of Star Wars: A New Hope. When we see like Mos Eisley is a town of scum and villainy, that we haven't seen that in Star Wars. We've seen villains, but just gangsters, petty gangsters, thieves, crooks, murderers,
These are some sometimes even corrupt politicians, One or two of these guys might be a politician on Tatooine. Katsuka with the hot take.
Yeah. They're all stunned at the nerve of Lucasfilm to bring characters back after so many years. Well, I think they have to, because everyone knows who watches the show, I did not like the new trilogy. To me, Star Wars hasn't been great since 1983, but then came The Mandalorian. Mandalorian. I like Rogue One, but I didn't like the new trilogy at all. I remember leaving.
Rogue One. I like Rogue One. I like Solo, but then I do have problems with those movies.
They don't. Was it Lucas's ex-wife who said the new movies don't have magic in them? And I was like, yes, that's it. She's talking about the mad.
She was like, there's like she was saying like each movie going down the line loses a little magic.
Yeah.
Of both the prequels and the OT.
Yeah.
That
Mandalorian recaptured it, and I gotta say, might be more interesting than the Mandalorian if what I think they're going with. If what the trailer promises. Actually, we can watch the trailer on here, right?
I think so.
Because I watched it once, but I'd like to watch it. I don't think there's any copy. Star Wars doesn't use copyrighted music. They're not going to play da 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 da. They're not going to do that.
No.
Let's take a look at it. Do you mind if we do that? Or what am I asking you? I'm in charge. But I'm a nice guy.
I don't mind. I mean, I do mind. Don't do it. Bad.
And then you mentioned Jennifer Beals. She is just, first of all, she is so freaking gorgeous. And she's got to be.
This is her right there.
Yeah, she's got to be pushing 60, I think.
Yeah.
Boys, if you don't know who that is, all I'm going to say is look up Flashdance, the movie.
She's 57. I was like, I read 75. Why did I read 75?
I mean, just.
Yeah. And same thing with Ming-Na Wen. Who's 57 as well. Who's about to turn 58 this year.
She's looked amazing all her life. Folks, if this was if we could show that scene from Flashdance with the water and then her removing her bra with her shirt on. They made fun of that in Friends because Rachel tries to do it and fails miserably. She is just amazing. And that song by Irene Cara, what a feeling. Da, 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 da. 80s music is so great. I'm a 90s kid, but 80s music is so good. I'm going to put on subtitles so people can hear it's auto-generated crap. All right. Kane, give me a thumbs up. Just let me know if you can hear it.
I can hear.
Okay.
I am not a bounty hunter.
Yes, you are.
I've heard otherwise.
All right, my headphones in.
I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
Is that Mando?
Yeah, people think that Mandalorian is talked in the first 15 seconds of the trailer.
I intend to rule with respect. You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal.
Whoa, real quick. I think I just hit something hit me. Is this... Hold on.
Jabba the Hutt.
Was one of these guys in Empire Strikes Back?
Well,
when,
so the two, the two that are right in front of us.
Yeah.
One of their kind is Bosk, and he's a bounty hunter that worked with Boba. So
Yeah,
there's a rumor that Bosk will show up in here.
In the Star Destroyer, and he's lecturing them like, no disintegrations. There's a dude up there.
Yeah, let me.
Looks at one of the Imperial officers and like snarls at him.
Right.
And the guy's like, bounty hunters. Ugh. He looks like that. Okay, I could be wrong. But anyways, there we go.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
His menagerie, okay.
Please, speak freely.
Dude, we're taking Christmas week off.
But this is what Bosk right here.
Yes, that guy. He's the guy who snarls at the guy. He's like, "Arr," and he's like,
yeah. You have.
What is Thanksgiving? Are we taking Thanksgiving off?
No.
I know you guys want to do a show. Ty, you do a show on Thanksgiving. I'm not. Maybe even that
we
Tuesday.
Are not taking holidays off. We are working every day.
Well, Jivin With Jack Tuesday. I don't know if we will do a show, but like Christmas. When is Christmas?
Christmas is on
a Friday.
Friday and Saturday.
Christmas Eve, Friday, Saturday, and so this is going to come out that Wednesday. Ooh, I think we might be doing a show. I don't know. That we have to. I mean, I'm talking about we. I mean me. But
yeah.
This show looks really good. Also, kind of got a little bit of a Breaking Bad kind of vibe because here you have a guy.
That's what I was like. It's like it feels like you're okay. So if you take out Star Wars, it feels like Breaking Bad plus Godfather plus Goodfellas plus.
Don't talk to Austin.
Well, you just have put Mob and Breaking Bad together, and put Star Wars together. You get this.
Yeah. Menage a trois. That's not what he said in Kasuka Menagerie. Although Robert Rodriguez could do, it also kind of reminded me of, what's perfect. Have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn? Kate may not be old enough to watch that movie with Salma Hayek and Tarantino and George Clooney.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, well, the bar that they go to, the Titty Twister, very much reminds me of like, yeah, that is what it's called, the Titty Twister. Reminds me of the Cantina from Star Wars. Like, it's a dirty, grimy place with just filthy criminals.
The GIF on Twitter.
Nick Carr, real quick, we were talking about you earlier. Are you a production manager for what was it?
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. Your name was in there.
Like exactly spelled the way it's spelled here.
Yeah. I
think we have someone that's hiding stuff from us.
Yeah. Dude, I wish Star Wars would have some of that, I'm not going to put it on Disney Plus, but like, I mean, the best we got was the last time we saw anything sexy in Star Wars was Leia in the slave girl outfit. That was it. That's all. Apparently Lucas said there's no bras in that space or whatever, so he told her not to. So the Titty Twister, guys, if you have that, Caden, you should do a watch party From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a great vampire movie. Tarantino wrote it, but Robert Rodriguez directed it. And if you watch that movie, I'm getting similar visual vibes now that I think about it, like to this, like a grimy, dirty place, sleazy, it's not pretty, well, maybe not, I don't know where this is, but like just that kind of vibe. Slave girls, they have strippers in the Titty Twister, but like, let's be honest, we know what these girls were. They don't actually say it, but we know what they were. Jabba's got some dancing.
Right.
I don't know what they were. But guys, if you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn, great movie. Tarantino wrote it. He's in it with George Clooney. Who's the guy from Cheech and Chong? Cheech Marin has 3 different roles in the movie, and all 3 of them you wouldn't even notice are him. He's in it. Tom Savini's in it. Salma Hayek and a snake. That is all I am going to say. And very much, I think if he were to bring that vibe from Dusk Till Dawn to the cantina, to Tatooine, because look, we know these are bad people. We know we're just told they're bad, and we see Han Solo just kill whoever that dude was, Greedo. But like, I would like to explore the sort of seedy underbelly of Tatooine. The villains, the bad guys. They're not pretty. Even at least you can say the Empire was good looking. Everything's neat and clean and shiny. But I gotta say, I'm kind of excited about this. And Jessica Biel has to. Is everyone not that famous shot where she's on the chair and she's holding the water and
flash dance?
Flash dance. I need her to see her do something like that. I need to see it. If it's not in there, I boycott.
We played the trailer already, Nick.
Yeah, we already did the trailer, Nick. We should watch the trailer for Flashdance now. Also, I haven't seen Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals in such a long time. She's got phenomenal cheekbones. They haven't made cheekbones like that since the 80s. Sorry, I'm kind of simping right now, but for Jennifer Beals. We did play the trailer, Nick. Yeah. The titty twister.
Oh wait, because funny thing is, the reason why there's a Twinkie thing right there is because Bradley on last Thursday said something about Twinkies or Twinks or whatever, and I had this, and then like he came on the stream and he's like, now you have to buy me Twinkies. I'm like, yeah, I'll drive 4 hours or get a plane ticket that's $100 just to get you Twinkies. You can get your Twinkies for yourself.
Can I make a point real quick? I want to see Twinkies, but what I really want to see in Book of Fett is a scene like this.
I just want to see some tongue. I just want to see some. I'll pay for it. Just give me some tongue.
Get the tongue in.
Happy birthday to you.
But yeah,
that was Austin last night. That is why he is not here today. That's what he was doing yesterday.
He went harder this time than last.
He went harder this time. Yep. And so I need to see that thing.
Like, oh, it's no
in
November.
the cantina.
I have to do something.
Jabba's palace is gonna have a big, just sit right on it. Turns out belonged to Jabba, but Twinkies are bleh. Kastuka, I am hydrating because before I started the show, I showered. I did not shave. I forgot to shave, but I ran 3 miles, or jogged 3 miles. 30 minutes of cardio, so I can look better for you guys.
3 miles. You ran 3 blocks.
3 blocks. No, but you know what? I'm trying to get rid of this. So I mean, what I want is
he went harder.
Where's that? I want that Jennifer Beals jawline, So just
Be like,
look at that. Yeah, just something like that. But yeah, I do it for you guys. I want to. You don't want to see me look fat and ugly like Jabba just sitting here Bondo Bibo.
Wow, yeah.
He went harder. Keep trying. Keep trying what? Oh, keep running. Yeah, trying. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying, baby. I believe in fat shaming. By the way, I think it's a good way to lose weight. You fat shame someone, they will be like, I gotta work out. Haha. But
don't fat shame people. Don't.
I don't know. It's not.
Don't be
fat shame me. Like if I get a little chunkier around the holidays, be like, Jack, you need to lose some weight. Some people got upset about that line in Infinity War, where he's like, I'm muscular. Like, no, you're right. You're one sandwich away from being fat. He's like, no, I'm not. And then he said something. He's like, you know what? I'm going to get a Bowflex. I'm like, wait, they didn't have Bowflexes in the 80s. And apparently they did. I thought Bowflex was like a 90s, 2000 thing. But people were upset about that line where Drax is like, yes, I've seen a little bit over here.
Also, people were saying, well, not people, one person that I know was saying, Endgame is fat phobic because what they did to Thor.
Yeah. Well, dude, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny that he was overweight.
Because the reason why it's a beer belly. It's not like anything else. It's a beer belly. So it's beer fat.
Well, here's the thing. Not only that, part of the joke is that Thor is really good looking. He's ripped, and then to see him not like that is kind of fun,
right?
Because
it's because in Norse mythology, Thor is like that. He is fat and ugly.
Yeah, but you know what? Like for me, like I want Thor to be sexy. I said the same thing about like there is a sex appeal about these characters. You kind of want to see them look good, and even though I'm a straight guy, like I want to see. We're missing Leonardo Wilkes. I don't know where he is today, but usually he's perving out the comments.
I think he got banned.
Oh really? Oh,
because he didn't show up to Leon. Oh wait, Leon was on Austin's channel, so maybe he doesn't know what Austin's channel is. So.
Oh, he doesn't know what. Leave Austin alone. Leave him alone. Yeah, so
you
I
were
thought
sending some naughty things, Leonardo.
I wanted to see him. I would just not because I wanted to, but I just wanted to be like, oh, so what did he send? But yeah, guys, don't
send any of us some naughty
pictures
things.
of yourselves.
We don't want to see it.
Unless you're like young and hot and a girl, like for me, like that's all right, above 18. But then I'll,
to clarify,
you
must be an adult.
My sister's like walked in, like so. Apparently, someone sent Austin naughty pictures. She thought that was funny. She's laughing at that. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So but yeah, don't send us pictures again, except for Kasuka.
Oh my
That's
God.
a joke. That's a joke. Because I know Kasuka is actually a guy, not in my head. But oh my goodness, what happened to my screen emoji? I actually liked that you changed it to scream. But so anyway, we're gonna talk about. I have the Morbius trailer pulled up. Do you guys want to take a look at it? Sure. If there's any music in it, I'm gonna have to mute it. So like, there we go. All right, we're gonna take a look at it. Let me get rid of the comments, guys. No, Kasuka, do not do that. Do not do that.
You need a doctor?
I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here
To find a cure, we have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run,
do it now.
People are strange.
Dr. Michael Morbius, you've been missing for 2 months.
When you're a stranger,
Then you were found on a container ship that washed up
Music,
off
music,
Long Island.
music.
faces look kind.
Music. I think.
What did you do to yourself?
Hey!
I wish I knew.
You got Dunkin' Donuts.
I went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly. I have increased strength and speed and some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
There are limits.
Oscorp.
There has to be.
There's something inside of me who wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
I wish they did the hand sucky thing, not the teeth.
You control it.
I don't know.
Half the city wants to kill you.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
The other half wants to control you.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you and I should stay in touch.
I'd do anything to save a life. But I don't know what I'm capable of.
Ooh, that looks nice.
You save lives, you don't take them. Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it?
Ooh. What's that actor's name? Jared Harris?
I think
Good
so,
actor.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that looked good.
Okay, that trailer kind of got me into it.
And I know.
I'm waiting for the headlines. Morbius is racist.
I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
Real quick, Michael Keaton, is he Is that Vulture? Or
we don't know. Like that's the thing. Like, okay, they had Daily Bugle, which was from the Harry Potter, from
the
from
Spider-Man
Sam
comics?
Raimi,
Yeah.
the Sam Raimi.
Well, that's
then
what it
we
was
had
in the comics too. The
Oscorp,
Daily Bugle, yeah.
and then we have the Oscorp from TASM, and then we have Adrian Toomes from MCU, and then we also have Rhino and Black Cat, but Rhino is TASM and Black Cat's TASM, so it's like very confusing on if it's TASM. I think it might be in the Amazing Spider-Man stuff.
Oh, okay.
But then they have Adrian
New York.
Toomes.
I wasn't sure at first. I'm not sure. I can't tell from
San
that.
Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay, yeah, okay.
Because
it's not New York. Yeah, they did Venom in San Francisco also.
Yeah. And so this is okay, I'll say this. This was supposed to release before both Venom and
No Way
Home. So
there he is. There is my boy.
Yeah. So the whole thing about so this is supposed to release before No Way Home and Venom 2, but it didn't because obviously delays. So it's very confusing on where this takes place. So
see, I knew Justin was going to say something. Check out the newspaper mentions. Yeah, Daily Bugle. They don't use that in the MCU. I don't think so.
They use it's a podcast / newsroom. It's like Alex Jones.
Yeah, because that's
in
right. Because even in Daredevil, the first season, the character, what was the name of the reporter? Oh, he was the main character. Ben, the black guy who gets killed by Kingpin. Ben.
The Vondi Curtis Hill's character.
Yeah. Daredevil, Ben. Not Ben Affleck, Ben Urich. Ben Urich.
Oh, right.
That in the comics, Ben Urich works for the Daily Bugle.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
they may do something where they never tell us Keaton's name. Like he's just a character who's there,
right?
And like he's supposed to be that guy, but like not.
Yeah, and also Daniel Espinosa, like the director, he kind of spilled that Tom Hardy was on set. So that's like before this trailer, I thought maybe it takes place in the MCU because, after Venom.
By the way, real quick, Matrix vibes and then X-Men 2 vibes right here. Remember X-Men 2? The scene with what's his face? Nightcrawler in the White House. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That reminded me of that a lot, where he's going back and forth, like, yeah, this looks really good. I'm not gonna deny. And it's nice to see oh my god, what the hell is his name? The guy from Fast and Furious.
Tyrese Gibson.
He's doing a serious role. Doesn't seem like he's here for comedy effect. He looks like he's a cop or something. I like it. Discount Halle Berry, not her, the other girl, the one he grabbed right there. Just
but yeah,
this looks kind of cool. And Jared Harris is always good at everything he's in.
I still don't care for this movie.
No, I kind of am interested.
I don't like Jared Leto, so.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, but I do wish that they did Morbius from the Spider-Man animated series, with the hand sucky things.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find a picture of it. Let me.
Yeah, calling out the visual. Morbius is going to be a sleeper hit. I think so. Yeah, I mean, they got Mahershala Ali, but is this movie going to be R-rated? Or is this going to be probably not? Yeah.
PG-13.
Okay, so yeah, because just like Blade, they're going to make Blade
like PG-13. This. I thought they were going to do this. Like the whole.
Yeah. That's how I remember him from the with the guy, but that's what I remember from the Spider-Man anime series, because he was like a full-on villain, So, but that looks good. Caden drinking that Haterade. Hey, it could be good. Who knows? Or it could be like Venom. It'll do whatever. Did you see the second Venom movie?
Yeah. Didn't like it.
You didn't like it. I think Ty didn't like it. I was like, all right, if Ty didn't like it, I'm probably not gonna like it either. He loves Austin. We all love Austin.
We all love Austin.
Austin's feeling a little bit sick. So guys, make sure you get vaccinated. But warning, the second shot and the booster will make you feel a little bad.
Yeah, and
for a
it's
second,
also
nothing happened to her.
It's just like the booster and the second shot. It's all just it's reacting to the first shot. You know, the first shot is reacting to your next shot, and it's like it's working. It just shows that it's working.
Yeah, exactly. That means it's working. Real quick, a Blade cameo. Now, let's say this is an MCU because technically isn't. Mahershala Ali is the MCU Blade. What if freaking Wesley Snipes showed up for one scene? And Sony's like, "Oh, you got Blade? We got Blade. We got the OG Blade. We got the cool Blade. We got the rated R Blade." Who says some mother effers are always trying to skate up?
I was like, oh, they should have Blade versus Morbius, and then just have Morbius die in the movie.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, Jerry Lewis gone, no more Morbius.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. That'd be kind of cool though. But real quick, let's. I want to switch up to Christopher Nolan's new movie coming up. Any last thoughts on Morbius and or
no
Boba Fett?
No, nothing really.
All right, folks, we're actually on schedule. Usually we're way ahead of schedule, but we're on schedule. So let's get to
When I first read this story, I thought I saw it say Christian Bale and Robert Downey Jr. are in it. Like,
Matt Damon.
I was like, Matt Damon. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I like Robert Downey Jr., but if you look at his filmography post Iron Man, he really hasn't done that many movies. And
yeah,
he's such a good actor.
Like, I think he was the main focus of the MCU. So he's like, and he was the main one of the
the highest paid actor.
If any actor was the more influenced and more involved in any of the movies, it's him.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the people that helped Kevin Feige really do what he wanted to do.
Yeah. But like, so Iron Man kind of resurrected his character. Okay, so after that, he did a movie called The Soloist. They did the Sherlock Holmes movies. And that's kind of it. He did a movie called Due Date, which I haven't heard of. There was a movie he did called Chef. The Judge.
The Judge is amazing.
Yeah, The Judge is really good. And then he did Doolittle recently. Aside from those, it's been all Marvel. He actually hasn't had
and I think he's shooting.
He's
Sherlock
an underutilized actor.
Now.
This is the guy who deserves to be more movies, better movies.
I think people think that like, oh, you're in the MCU, you're an A-list actor and everything.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. was like basically going to quit acting before Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then Marvel and Jon Favreau hit him up, and it's like, oh, come on over, you know? And then they're trying to find him a role, and then John and Feige kept on pushing Iron Man for him, and Seraphim as well, but then Ike Perlmutter and Jeff Loeb were like, no, he should play Doom. I'm like, that's I don't think RDJ at that time would play Doom, because I think at that time he was perfect for Tony Stark. That was just
perfect,
coming back.
And not only that, but like Robert Downey Jr. under a Chris Nolan direction would be amazing. So the movie is going to be about the few weeks leading up to Hiroshima, and I wish I'd gotten a better picture, but Cillian Murphy is playing.
I think,
he's Robert Oppenheimer, and so I'm curious what RD.
And Emily
so this is Robert Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Emily Blunt's playing his wife, Emily Oppenheimer. Which is funny because her name.
Who's
is
playing his wife?
Emily Blunt.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know who Matt and RDJ are playing. I didn't.
I didn't read that either. I just know that they've been cast. It doesn't really say who they're being cast as.
Right.
But I would, because I think Robert Downey Jr. It's a shame outside of Marvel, there's so many great roles that he plays. He's such a good character actor. I'd like to see him in other stuff other than and
Oh,
Nolan is
so
such a good director.
Damien will play Lieutenant General Leslie Groves, the director of Manhattan Project, the U.S. research initiative to develop the first atomic bomb. So he's playing Murphy's boss, basically. And then Robert Downey Jr. is playing Louis Strauss, the infamous chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission, who initiated the hearings that questioned Oppenheimer's loyalty to the United States. The family had scientist securities clearance revoked. So he's like the bad guy, basically. Even though Oppenheimer, we all know that Oppenheimer was kind of a bad guy.
Because Strauss worked under apparently Secretary of Commerce, he was a Republican, but I think he worked under Eisenhower. Yeah. Eisenhower. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
So it's gonna be.
But see, that's the problem. Movie. Like the guy is a phenomenal actor. Like if you see him outside of like that lawyer movie, The Judge with Robert Duvall, he's just so good in that.
Again, Robert Downey Jr. Again, it doesn't matter that he was in the MCU.
Yeah, he's an actor's actor.
He's probably an A- list actor. Yeah, where he should be an A+ list.
So it's about the weeks leading up to Hiroshima.
It's about the from nuclear to atomic.
Yeah,
and how the worst discovery of atomic bombs have changed history. Yeah. Like
it was also the day America became the world's history's first superpower.
Right. And then now everyone has
still at top for now.
Bomb. Yeah.
We're still number one for now.
Then we have North Korea, who keeps on threatening us with their bombs and stuff.
Oh my God! If they did something to South Korea, I'd be so mad. But I would recommend watching his other stuff. Watch his other stuff outside the MCU. He's a very good actor. It was his drug habits, unfortunately, that hurt him a lot. But I would like to see him in non-MCU stuff.
Definitely. Again, it was one of those things where the MCU and Sherlock Holmes were the only two things that were really had faith in REJ.
Yeah.
And then he did some movies. Like it was until like 2000 and he had Iron Man.
I think they're making a new Sherlock.
Thunder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tropic Thunder.
He had those three movies that were his grasp on Hollywood.
Dude, I love Tropic Thunder. That movie was never. I wait till people discover that movie was made.
Oh my God,
we're gonna get mad.
And then he had Due Date, and then he had Zodiac. So yeah, he had Zodiac, Iron Man, Tropic Thunder.
Zodiac was before Iron Man, like a year or two. Yeah,
yeah,
and he's not a main character in it.
Right.
But yeah, no, I would love to see him under Nolan's direction, and I would really like to. I think he's an actor. I want to see him in other roles, and because he's a really good actor, and if he's up against Matt Damon and Cillian Murphy, great, go for it, Oh, Tropic Thunder, jeez, I'm the dude disguised a dude playing another dude. Oh my God, I love that movie. Do you know like the one part where he's like, "Why are you still in character?" He's like, "I don't break character till I've done the DVD commentary." And then if you actually listen to the DVD commentary of Tropic Thunder, he does it as the character Lincoln Osiris until the end of the movie when he becomes Robert Downey Jr. again. Oh my goodness, that's just hilarious. Listen, before we go, I do want to talk about one last thing. It might be a very quick conversation. I wish Jack Pierre were here. He's not. But let's talk about Call of Duty. Caden, are you a Call of Duty fan?
No, I don't know.
And discussion. We're all done. We're all done. But anyway, the new one's coming out. Yes. The new one's coming out. Set in World War II. Call of Duty Vanguard. Actually, I do want to get it, but I'm going to wait till Black Friday. So every year, going back to 2009, I always buy Call of Duty on launch date. This is going to be the first one that I'm just going to wait. Because next week the Grand Theft Auto trilogy comes out, and that's what I'm spending my money on because I'm going to play that remastered trilogy. I knew Adam. Oh, someone's going to get upset at that comment. It's a joke. But now I'm a big Call of Duty fan. It looks like World War II. It looks kind of cool. It's interesting. I think Austin's a gamer. I don't know if Austin plays Call of Duty though. But check out an interview we did with the Chad Michael Collins, who's from Modern Warfare. was on our show, which was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, exactly. Go Dave
I'm a
Chappelle.
man disguised as a man and disguised as another man.
Yeah, that's very good. It comes out this Friday. You know what? I'm such a
You know what also comes out
I'm
this
gonna
Friday?
say I'm not gonna get it, and then I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, I can't wait. Just because I still prefer single player campaigns. Like multiplayer, I play Modern Warfare. I don't play multiplayer that much, but like I like a good World War II story. I thought Call of Duty World War II was good, and I think Vanguard looks kind of cool. I like World War II. You know, they've done a lot of World War II games, but like in the PS5, Xbox Series X graphics, it's going to look gorgeous. And
You know
you
what
get to
else
play as
comes out this
Russians.
Friday?
So.
Something that
Eternals?
Well, Eternals, and also something that I
hold on. You go where, and I'm going to address this comment.
I was gonna say, what also comes out is Kid Cudi's documentary about it's called a Kid Named Scott. Basically, just how about his everything going on about him and when he was coming up and then his break and how did he come back and then he's also doing the music with Jay-Z on Harder They Fall.
Oh, really? Can we play
yeah.
that trailer, or is there gonna be music in there licensed? I see it on Amazon.
The Scott trailer.
Yeah, Man Named Scott. Yeah.
They do play music. They do play some of his music. They play Day and Night. They play some other songs.
I like Day and Night. I haven't heard that. That sounds like old though, isn't it? That's like
it's funny thing is I think it was
it might be 10 years ago actually. I could be wrong. Day and Night. It's in my phone.
Right. It's it's like 12 years.
I have Fool's Gold. Yeah, 2009. That was like when I was in college. Yeah, right. Day and Night remix. Yeah, that's my 2009 playlist. Yeah. Damn, that's a long time ago.
And like the great thing about Kid Cudi is that he took his break and then he came back with like stacked acting gigs and stuff like that. Like he came back as an actor and then he came back as an artist, So it's like it's very good to see where he's going.
And, I'm gonna take a look at that trailer after the show if it's got music in it.
It's really
real quick, speaking of people who left and came back, Nick Carr, where have you guys been? I have been talking about the Dave Chappelle thing for like 3 weeks now.
I know.
Yeah, you guys missed it. We've been talking. In fact, I think Tuesday's episode, a week ago, like half the show was Dave Chappelle. We just talked the second half. Me, Austin, and then we talked about the week.
Yeah, a man named Scott. Yeah.
A man named Scott, yeah.
Not a kid. I think I said.
But yeah, no, we actually watched not live, but on the show, we watched Dave Chappelle's kind of rebuttal where he said, I'm willing to meet with you, but here are my conditions, et cetera, et cetera. And I gotta say, I think Dave Chappelle might be uncancelable because I guarantee you, if Netflix hypothetically were to take down his special, there's about a dozen other studios who are like, we'll take him.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get heat, but we'll also get attention. It'll be bad publicity, but it's good publicity.
Right.
Now, Adam, they haven't taken it down yet. I watched it this weekend for the second time.
It's like last night I was like bored. Again, I'm home alone, so I'm like trying to find a movie to watch, and I realized I didn't finish Mission Impossible Fallout, so I just watched that. But it's still up there on Netflix.
Okay.
But I was
okay, can we show that picture you sent us of you when you were a kid?
Oh, hold on. Let me try.
So freaking adorable. I just want to pull his cheeks. I don't know if you want to show it, but like Cade's got like this big afro. This is like from like when he's a little boy.
It's such a cool picture. It was like one of my friend's mom sent it to me. Hopefully it's a good quality on here. So yeah.
That's Cade there.
That's me on the left. Or your guys is right. I don't know how it's gonna be.
Yeah, so the kid wearing the Batman shirt, that's Cade.
Yeah, that's me. I was obsessed with that Batman shirt. Like it's glow in the dark as well. Glow in the dark as well. So like, oh my god, it was like the best shirt I've ever had. It was the best. Oh my god. Because that was at the friend who was touching my hair's birthday, and we were probably either about to play a video game or we were watching a video game. But yeah, like
I don't know what he looks like. I've never seen him outside of his like that.
But I have the photo of Halloween.
Yeah, look it up. But Go look for that photo. And then Nick Carr, yeah, we're talking about it. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
Call of
this
Duty's
is
there.
this is my family, but I'm in the back with the mask on. I was trying to do like a knockoff
Yeah, but hold on, put
ghost
it back. How
face.
tall are you, Caden?
I'm like 6'2", 6'3".
Oh my
So,
God! Wow.
yeah,
So
that's
you're
my
the tallest
sister.
member on the team. Damn. Yeah, you're tall.
But yeah, so that was my Halloween. We went to my aunt's house. That's at my aunt's house. But yeah,
And is that your mom? I mean,
yeah, that's
you
my
don't have to tell
mom.
us. Okay.
That's my mom. That's my sister, my two sisters, and my little brother. And that's
Okay.
our.
Your brother's
So
tall too.
yeah. So the dog that my sister's holding. Funny story is that was a dog that was just running in the alleyway at my mom's, and we thought there was people that were doing construction, so we thought it was their dog, and it wasn't, and they thought it was our dog. So it was just a happy coincidence that there was a dog there, and then that little that bulldog right there is
We should do like a family picture day one day. Maybe
Oh
the
my
week of
God.
Thanksgiving, that Tuesday.
Yeah, do
You guys
like
can
a-
see my wild and crazy college days. I don't know if I can show that because there are other people in that.
right.
Yeah, it might be tricky because if I'm showing other pictures, like, hey, it's me, and then these people are like, dude, why are you showing my picture? You know, whatever.
Right.
That was great. But maybe family pictures, yeah. So now you kind of know what Caden looks like. There you go. Now you know.
You
guys.
also want to see me with my baby cousin
Yeah, sure.
since we're on families.
Is it a recent
But-
photo?
Yeah,
Wait, is
it's a
that
recent-
you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's what you look like.
Yeah, I'm holding my baby cousin. My
Aw.
cousin came in town and she brought her baby, and so funny thing is, so he was crying like crazy, and so whenever I picked him up, he went silent. Like I was a baby whisperer. I was
Well,
a
there you go,
baby
folks. Now
whisperer.
you know what Caden looks like. That's what he looks like. Now you know.
From the side. at
You like
least.
Michael Myers. We're not sure. Yeah, even like with Michael Myers' Halloween Kills, you kind of see him, but like not really.
Right.
You know.
Just like going through the pictures, trying to find like.
Yeah.
other, but yeah, that's
You know what I think you should do? I think you should do a face reveal, and then you should just have the Scream mask on and just do the shows with the Scream mask on. And people are like,
Right.
hey, you want to see my face? You know, there you go.
I
That's
can't
now you know
upload
what.
the one picture I want to upload
Ah,
of me and my other dog. Maybe, or unless there's two. No, I can. I should be able to.
so
Whatever. I'll
yeah,
figure out a way.
do it on Thursday. We'll do it on Thursday. We'll be back Thursday, and
Yeah.
tomorrow night I think we're doing a panel. I
I
believe.
don't know.
I don't know. Folks, just make sure you hit the notification button because it'll
And
let you
then
know
you'll know
we're
what
doing.
happens.
Yeah, Ty's working on a whole new set of programs, so it'll be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I
we
think
work-
this Friday he's having Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton on.
Yeah, guys, are they joining us or are they just doing the interview?
I think I don't know what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah, but Mikey Sutton, look, I've cited Mikey Sutton a lot because Mikey Sutton tells me what I want to hear, like the Snyderverse is being restored, and I'm like, yes, it is. But yeah, Mikey Sutton's going to be here, and who's the other person?
Sil Abdul.
Okay, they're going to be here on Friday. Ooh, that should be
Friday.
interesting.
No, yeah, Friday. Okay, I'm looking at the creation dates, not the actual scheduled dates. And so I was
Okay.
like, but yeah.
Okay, he's from Geekosity. Geekosity, yes, I have cited Geekosity on my show many times. But yeah, they're going to be on the show. So hey, guys, if you have any questions for them, that'll be a good way to engage them. Watch that show Friday. If you like them,
They'll
don't
be
like
talking
them.
about Eternals, and they'll be talking about some other stuff. So
You
I'm sure Mikey would be Mikey and drop something or something.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if Mike, if you guys have issues with scoopers, be polite about it, but you could ask them questions. Use a super chat on Friday. Engage with us. That's what we want. And use super chat. Otherwise, I have to tell you to use super chat. Otherwise, Ty's gonna get mad that I didn't. Whatever. I still respond. So, but yeah, I still respond. But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow night. Check out. We'll probably have a panel of some sort tomorrow night. Maybe Ty might do a non-spoiler review. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I think because he's seeing the movie tomorrow. Maybe he might do something afterwards. So make sure you're following the channel. But Thursday we'll be back. Me, Caden, and Austin. Like now, I guess Caden, you're just pretty much a co-host now. You used to fill in, but now it's just like, nope, he's part of the team. You're jiving with Jack, you could say.
I'm the producer that fills in. I'm the filibuster, not filibuster. No, the the interim co-host.
Interim co-host, yeah. Oh, you know what? That's what happened with me. I was a producer. It was Ty and Justice, and then I would just kind of be in the corner like, hello there. And
Hello there.
Now I have my own show.
General Kenobi.
Yeah, hello there, General Kenobi.
But yeah, it was today we had a lot of things to talk about.
You know, it's funny. We only talked about technically 4 topics.
Right.
You know, usually I have like 9 or 10, and then we're like, we got to get through this. But that's I'm glad we talked about it.
Whoa,
what happened?
Weird. The creators or the owners of Alvin and the Chipmunks is looking to sell them for $300 million.
They're worth that much?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, well, someone's gonna buy it. I think their day's done.
I think Viacom CBS will buy it.
Yeah, probably.
They already have the Nickelodeon show for it, so it's like, why not? You know?
Yeah. So. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
And
well, folks,
plus movies and stuff like that. Yeah. So.
Well, let's talk about it on Tuesdays. I did grow up watching that, but that was like old Alvin and Chipmunks.
Yeah.
That's like 80s and 90s. Like that's a long time. Like that's like Dennis the Menace, like old stuff. But folks, alas, our time with you has ended today. If you are new to the show, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Pop Culture Corner puts out content almost every day. If you check out our podcast, it's on Apple, it's on Spotify. We had issues with Apple, so we had to reload our page. So even if you already liked and subscribed, chances are you're going to have to do it again and leave a positive review. We have Saggy Melons. I think who do we have on Meta? Yeah, but I think Ty did a podcast on Sunday. I'm trying to remember who was on it.
Oh, it was Enosh. It was Brian. It was DL. It was a lot of people. It was great people on there.
It was. So if you missed it, check it out.
Yeah, check out that Sunday Halloween special podcast panel where they talk about Star Wars, Marvel, all that stuff. Yeah. All that good stuff. All that good nerdy stuff. If you like nerdy stuff, you can go over there.
And nerdy stuff. Like James Bond, apparently. He's nerdy.
And also, I think Enosh kind of continued that panel with a couple people on his channel. So if you want to see the continuation of their type of conversation without Ty and stuff, you can go also there. And also go with nothing against
I know.
If you're watching this, Ty, also subscribe to Austin's channel. Little Big City Studio Networks. There, we have some good stuff going on over there. We have a really cool show, big bets or something about betting, about sport betting and stuff like that with Chazzy Cade and one of Austin's friends, and they're really good. So if you want to like learn how to do good bets and stuff on sports, there tend to be the people who have like the top 2 guesses or the top 5 guesses or the number 1 guess on how to bet correctly. So go check that out. Austin's also with his friends bringing back Comic Nerd Rave, so check that out on Little Big City Studios as well. You know, check out Austin's channel. There's some cool stuff happening. There's some cool stuff going on. I'll have a show there soon.
Oh yeah, Caden's getting his own show.
I have a show I've been wanting to do for a while over there. We're working on that. So yeah. Go check out Little Big City Studio Networks, and also make sure you are subscribed to both channels. Make sure you like and subscribe to both channels. And again, what do we say, Jack?
We say, so what you gonna do? No, wait, that's not it. That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. Hold on. Here we go.
I got it.
4 years ago, our founding fathers. No, that's not it. That's not it. Here it is.
That's not it, Jack.
We do it for you, and we do it for the culture.
Good job, Jack.